Be going there live in a bit. But let's come back to the capital, where heads of the institutions, which include the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, the National Police Service, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, and the Communications Authority of Kenya, were today gathered for a National Prosecution Service convention at the Kenya School of Government. The conference comes as authorities prepare for a possible increase in litigation arising from the upcoming general election. Let's speak to our reporter Shadrach Miti, who's joining us live from the Kenya School of Government for an update. This particular convention comes in very timely ahead of the August 8th general poll. What are some of the conversations that went on in this convention, Shadrach, with regard to the elections?
Well, Akisa, one of the key issues that were raised and which formed part of the major discussion was the issue and the process by which the Directorate of Public Prosecution can rein in on hate speech, on hate mongers and people who have been regarded as causing divisive politics. And so one of the key issues that was witnessed here was the unveiling of 105 prosecutors drawn from across the country and who shall be spread again across the country with a view to monitoring and enabling the Directorate of Public Prosecution to prosecute effectively cases regarding hate speech. Remember, before this, the biggest problem that the DPP's office has had was the element of failure to dispense and maybe to come up with concrete and clear cases regarding hate speech. But apart from unveiling those 105 officials, the DPP's office is also seeking to put out there new gadgets, gadgets that shall be used in monitoring, recording, with a view to enabling again the office to ensure that as we approach to the general election, remember we are just doing like 1.5 months to the general election, and so this was one of the key issues that were seriously discussed and raised. And so although other reservations were there, but basically those were the key areas that were highlighted, with IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati directly looking to blame the DPP's office for not acting decisively on issues of campaign trails. Remember, one of the key issues that the opposition has been raising has been claims that some of the government-leaning politicians have been using public resources to oversee their campaigns. And so, according to the IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati, for him, the IEBC made itself clear and pronounced itself on the matter, but the DPP's office has been reluctant to act on those cases decisively. And so, for us to get exactly one of the issues that were discussed and basically to shed more light on the same, we are joined by Mr. Ndemu, who is going to tell us more for what this convention meant and what we expect from here. Karibu sana MKTN.
Thank you very much. This is a statutory convention. We meet as required by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions Act. We have an annual convention where we meet to discuss about the prosecution performance and also the issues about service delivery. So this was our third annual National Prosecution Service Convention, where we were meeting, gathering together all the prosecutors and all staff around the country just to deliberate on our prosecution performance, as well as look at strategies going ahead.
Now, this convention comes just let's talk of 1.5 months to the general election. And one of the key issues that were discussed here was on how the DPP's office is going to rein in on issues of hate speech and electoral offenses. So perhaps you could tell us, besides unveiling 105 prosecutors who are going to deal particularly with this issue, what are the other issues we put in place to ensure that at least now the public can feel that indeed the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution is acting decisively on the issue of hate speech?
First of all, I think it's important to acknowledge that this team, it's not just unveiling. This is a very important team. It is a team that is spread in all the 47 counties. So that talks about presence and our ability to act speedily. So just as the judiciary has rolled out officers who are ready to listen to matters on a day-to-day basis. We also now have this team that is going to be ready to deal with matters relating to elections, election-related offenses, violence, and that kind of thing. Apart from that, we have established a secretariat that is going to run 24 hours. And this secretariat will be for purposes of reporting where there are incidents that need to be reported by the public or by some other agencies, or things that we need to know to take appropriate action. That is also, that actually has been established. And the hotlines are going to be publicized very soon. So it will be a 24-hour secretariat that is going to be receiving that information to help us move speedily in line with the other agencies. And similarly, we would mention that there's been a very robust working relationship with the other agencies. You've seen IEBC was here, you've seen LSK was here, and we've had a very, very robust working relationship around the election issues. So our office, the office of IEBC, the office of the DCI, the judiciary, and other offices, just to get ready for that.
Well, indeed, so many issues discussed, highlighted, and we expect that from here, perhaps this year's election, remember when he was giving his address, the Director of Public Prosecution, Kariako Tobiko, choked the memories of Kenyans over what happened in 2007. And so the prayers of many players is that in this year's elections, we will not be going back to what happened. And so even as they sat down to discuss on this, it was one of their key highlights that indeed, as we approach the elections, no violence shall be experienced. Back to you, studio.